Our guest today is Kate Douglas. She is, of course, an Olympic bronze medalist from Tokyo, but that was kind of just if you could call an Olympic medal a launching point, that was kind of just the launching point for where she is now. She's been on our national team 4 times, currently holds 5 American records across long course, short course, and short course yards. And of course, what I was alluding to earlier, she just set the 200 breast American record at the Tier Pro Swim in Knoxville with a 2:19:30. That record had stood for almost 12 years. It was Rebecca Soni's record from the 2012 Olympics, which was like 6 months after I started this job. So we're going back a ways into the Wayback Machine for that one. So pretty incredible swim. But let's bring her in. Kate, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
All right. So, I mean, I'm not going to bounce around too much on the start here. Let's talk about the AR in Knoxville. And the question that I had kind of watching it was, did you expect that?
Yeah, definitely not. I was pretty shocked when I saw the time and saw that it was an American record. A 2:19, that's something that I've kind of discussed with Todd as being a goal. But kind of in the back of my mind, I was like, I don't really know if that is something I can achieve, just because I feel like I've been stuck at a 2:21 for a long time. I feel like the past 2 years, like every time I've gone to a big meet, I've just gone to 2:21, and it's like that's great. But I was kind of like, I don't know if I like how much more I have in me. But also I think because of that, I definitely think I was ready for a time drop in that race. And I didn't think it would be in January at a Tier Pro Series meet. But yeah, I think just after US Open, I went into 2:21 there. And I definitely think I was just way more prepared going into Knoxville. So I wasn't shocked to see a best time, but an American record was definitely more than I thought I would do.
Pretty iconic too, with it being Rebecca Soni's American record. Like
Yeah. I mean,
that's yeah.
yeah, I didn't know that it was so old, that the record was from so long ago. So that's also like super cool to see that and learn that. Yeah, just pretty amazing.
You said that you were a little bit more prepared in Knoxville versus US Open. I'm assuming you were coming off of Christmas training. So can you kind of elaborate on that preparation and how you were able to drop 2 seconds within like
Yeah.
a month?
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely had like a solid few months of training in the fall, and we did a lot of like time trials at UVA, and I kind of just raced in practice, and I was going some pretty fast times. So I was excited for US Open, and but I definitely think the few weeks leading into US Open, my training was kind of all over the place because I was traveling a lot. And so earlier in the fall, I had seen what, some solid training did for my performance. But then yeah, leading into US Open, I wouldn't really call it, solid, consistent training. It was just kind of all over the place. So I was still able to perform, pretty well in at US Open, just because of I think, the training I had done back in September and October preparing me for that. But then yeah, kind of after US Open, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna, try to stay in one place for a while, not miss too much practice, and just get some good, consistent training in. And then I knew that if I did that, I would probably be better than I was at US Open. And so, yeah, I just kind of had some really good, consistent few weeks of training at Virginia leading up to that.
So during the race, I mean, you were well ahead of the field. Did it feel like you're like, man, I'm flying, or did it feel like it was going to be a best time? Like how did it feel while you were in the water?
Yeah, I was also really shocked when people told me what I went out in, which was like a 107.0, I think. Because yeah, when I was doing the race, I took the same amount of strokes that I usually do. Like I kind of just stuck to the same plan as usual. I definitely like tried to push it a little bit more the second 50 than I usually do, because that's kind of what I've been working on. I knew that I had to kind of push that second 50 to be able to get the third 50 and fourth 50 faster than what I usually do. But it was the same number of strokes that I usually take, so I didn't feel like I was really like pushing it a lot more than usual. But I definitely saw that I was way ahead of the field even after the 100, and I was a little confused. I was like, I guess I'm going really fast. It felt like altogether it felt really good. And I felt like I was able to execute it the way that I wanted to, which was kind of pushing that second and third 50.
Kind of funny in Knoxville because of the you guys had the college team had the dual meet against Virginia Tech.
Mhm.
All of your teammates and Todd missed the American record. They weren't there, right?
Yeah.
So that was funny. What was their reaction like? Was your phone just blown up when you dried off?
Yeah. Yeah, I did have there were three other girls who missed the dual meet and they were there, but yeah, Todd was definitely upset that he wasn't there. It was funny, Todd and my mom was at the meet for some of the sessions, but of course she left that afternoon before that race. I think she and Todd were texting and he was like, well, at least you got to see it. And she was like, no, actually I didn't. So they were definitely both upset that they missed that race. But yeah, I think it was definitely exciting for him to be able to watch that. But yeah, no, I definitely had a lot of texts from my teammates and stuff, which was fun, knowing that everyone was excited for me.
Yeah, everybody cheering for you. And I love like when you get out of a race and you have all those messages, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is like awesome.